Something felt wrong, but no one said a word.
A quiet room, a warning unheard.
Smiles too tight, a laugh too forced.
Every instinct said,
Change your course. The vibes were off.
The lights were low.
We missed the signs. We should have known. The vibes were off.
Hello, and welcome back to a brand new episode of our new podcast,
The Vibes Were Off.
I think we are on to episode 4 or 5, so this is exciting for us.
Yes, we're really excited, and we just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's listened so far, and make sure you keep tuning in. We have tons of great stories that we're really excited to share with you.
Yeah, and speaking of great stories, today I'm going to tell you the story of Terry Caffey. Now, I went down a rabbit hole with this one. Probably spent way too much time watching documentaries and interviews, so I'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I really went all in on this one.
As you should.
Yes.
Also, I'm Catherine.
Oh, yes, and I am Meg.
We're going to get there, don't worry.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to start with the day of the incident, and then I'm going to talk more about Terry and his family. So just a trigger warning for gun violence and the death of children.
Wow, that's rough.
Yes.
Well, buckle in. Is this a whodunit?
Maybe a little bit. They have persons have been caught.
Okay. We have a resolution,
but it will shock you.
Okay, let's go.
So, on Friday, February 29th, 2008, Terry Caffey had a long day at work. He worked in home health care and helped to set up and remove medical equipment from people's homes. So he went and set up like oxygen tanks, things like that. And then he also did death calls. So he would go back to a residence and like pick up all of the medical equipment when someone died.
Oh, wow. That's a tough job.
Yeah. And he also worked on call sometimes. So this weekend he was actually on call, which meant he could get calls at any time to go pick up or deliver medical equipment.
Right, because how do you know when someone needs it?
Right.
Or doesn't need it
You can't
anymore.
really like wait till Monday for oxygen.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. So his normal workday was winding down when, of course, he got a call that would take him about an hour or so away from his home. So let me set the scene of where they live. So he and his family lived in Alba, Texas, which has a population of like less than 500.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. And it's pretty close to a town called Emory, which again is a pretty small town, but it was like the big town next to there.
I don't know any of these towns. I've lived in Texas my entire life.
Right. So we're in East Texas.
Okay.
He worked in Garland.
Okay.
Which is on the outskirts of Dallas. So we're kind of in the Dallas area and about like an hour and a half east of Dallas.
Gotcha.
So
it's like oil fields out there.
Yeah, there's not a whole ton out there. So because of this call, he ended up getting home pretty late in that evening, but everyone was still up when he got home. They had a late dinner, and Terry talked about heading to bed because he was really tired. And the kids, Aaron, Matthew, and Tyler, asked if they could stay up and watch TV. So Terry said, okay, but please keep it down because I need to sleep. It's been a 14-hour workday for me, and I'm very tired.
How old are these kids?
Aaron is 16. Matthew, who they called Bubba, was 13, and Tyler was 8.
Got it.
Yeah. And they were a pretty wholesome family. And Terry even recalls like this moment of happiness that night, even though he was so tired. So they had spaghetti for dinner, and he dropped the plate on his way to the sink and dropped spaghetti sauce all over the floor.
Oh, no.
And then proceeded to fall in it. And so he fell down hard.
It's like comedy fall.
Yes.
Just like swimming in the spaghetti.
Yeah. And he's not a small man. So it was pretty funny, especially to his children. And so they all bust out laughing, kind of making fun of him. And in retaliation, he took a pillow from the couch and started a pillow fight. And so they had
adorable.
Like a 20-minute pillow fight, all laughing and giggling and ending up in like a pile on the floor of laughter and cuteness. So they were a very sweet family, and I'll talk more about them in a little bit. After the pillow fight, he went to bed with his wife, Peggy. And then they were sleeping, and he was woken up by their black lab, Max, barking at around midnight. So he didn't think much of it because they lived in the woods, and Max would often bark at the wildlife around them.
Yep.
And so he barked for about 5 minutes and stopped, which Terry was relieved about, so he could get back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
He was awoken again just after 3 a.m. on March 1st, 2008, to his bedroom door being swung open.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
So at first he thought maybe it was his youngest, Tyler, having like a bad dream, because sometimes, he would come into their bedroom if that happened. But before he could really think or say anything, shots rang out.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. 3 a.m., middle of the night.
Just sleeping. Mm-hmm. Bang, bang.
Yeah. So he instinctively kind of put up his right arm to block himself and his wife, Penny. And after a few shots, he was actually thrown from the bed by the shot to the right side of his face. So now he's in between the bed and the wall on the ground.
Okay.
He recalls...
This is frightening.
Yeah. He recalls not being able to feel his jaw or to use his right arm.
Well, yeah, 'cause gunshot.
Yeah. So he's been shot in the arm. He's been shot in the face. He's also been shot in the back. So he's laying there on his stomach in between the wall and the bed. And he hears someone come up behind him.
No.
Yeah, I know. So
leave him. Please, you've done enough.
So they kicked him, like they were checking to see if he was dead. And then he heard them reload the gun.
Oh, God.
And he thought for sure they were about to just shoot him in the back of the head.
Right, that's it.
And then he lost consciousness. When he came to, he heard one of his sons shouting.
Oh, Jesus.
Gunshots, and then silence. It's at this time that he realized that there were 2 people in his house. He passed out again, and this time when he woke up, his house was on fire.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, but he's awake. Okay, so that's
So
something.
he's conscious, and the house is on fire. So he still can't use his right arm. So he crawled using his left arm to get to his wife's side of the bed. There, he saw her dead. She had been shot and also nearly decapitated.
So these are gunshots and knife wounds then?
Yeah, for her.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
That
he
feels
knew.
personal. I'm
Right.
calling it now. This is personal.
Yeah. And he knew immediately she's gone. There's nothing he can do to help her. So he just wanted to get to the children.
Yeah.
But the main entrance into their bedroom was engulfed in flames.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So he knew there's just no way he was going to get to them that way.
Right.
So he thought to go through their bathroom, which led into the kitchen.
Okay.
So he tried to go that way to see if he could get upstairs. But then he realized pretty soon that that was not going to happen either. Like, their house was in flames, like
What a
about to go down.
Awful feeling that must have been to know that your kids are up there and there's no way to get to them.
Right.
Like, you can try, but you're going to.
That was the decision
to
he had
death,
to make.
right.
He said, do I try to get out and save myself so that I can get help, or do I die in this house
Trying to get
to them?
Yep.
So he made the decision to go back into the bathroom, and he knew that there was a window in the bathroom that he could get to. So again, he can't use his right arm, and he can't really see anything because there's so much smoke in this house. So he's basically just like feeling around, being choked by the smoke.
So I'm picturing this. Is this an upstairs house? Is this 2 stories?
It is a 2-story house.
Okay, so is
but
he
he's
upstairs?
No, he's downstairs.
And the kids are upstairs.
Right.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Where was his bedroom? Do you know if it was upstairs or downstairs?
His bedroom was downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So he finds the bathroom window finally, and he opens it, and he took a few deep breaths, like someone getting,
Right.
Surfacing from the water and after almost drowning.
Oh my
Like, it was
gosh.
that desperate for him to breathe once he
Right.
got that window open. And then he pushed himself through the window and dropped about 5 feet to the ground. So he was on the first floor, but it was a pretty high window.
Yeah, they had a
'Cause it's a
thick
bathroom.
concrete pad.
Yeah, and it's a
And it's a
bathroom
high
window, so
window.
it's a high window.
Right.
So he went around to the front to see if there was any way that he could get in and get to the children. But he knew pretty quickly that there was no way that he was going to be able to go back into that house. And then he also recalls just being like a little delusional, thinking that like if he can just get help, that
They'll
they
be
will be
saved.
able to save them.
Right.
But for a split second, he remembers that there are intruders, and he doesn't know if they're still there.
Yeah, they could be watching.
Right. So for a minute, he hides behind a propane tank that was on the side of their house.
Yeah, but then he was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, he sat there for a minute, and then he was like, I feel like I'm on fire. And then he's like, oh, yeah, I'm right next to a propane tank. Maybe I should get away from
It's going to kaboom any minute.
Yeah, and then he sees a light on at his neighbor's house. So he decides, okay, I need to get to them. And he also realized, because he was sitting there for a few minutes, and because he thought for sure somebody would see the fire
come help.
And he didn't hear any sirens. He heard nothing. And he was like, I don't think anybody's coming.
So how far were the neighbors? Do you know?
Yeah. So they were 400 yards away, about, roughly.
Okay, so like 4 football fields.
Yeah, like 4 football
That's always
fields.
how I think of yards.
Yes, which is pretty far.
That's not bad. They got some land.
Yeah,
which is good.
they're out in the middle of nowhere, which is nice. But in this case, not great.
Not great.
So what he would do, because he was so weak, is he would walk as long as he could. He would take a break, and then he would crawl on his stomach until he could get the strength to walk again. And he just did this over and over. And you got to remember, he's been shot in the face, twice in the shoulder, and twice in the back. So he's been shot 5 times.
With like a shotgun?
It was a 22.
Okay, so this is smaller caliber.
Semi-automatic. Yeah,
Okay.
so they were pretty small bullet wounds, but he was bleeding pretty badly.
Yes, pretty bad.
Yeah, so his neighbors, Tommy and Helen, were actually family friends of theirs. They were part of the reason that they moved out there in the first place. Aww. So they kind of considered them like parents and like grandparents to their children. So he was like, I just have to get to Tommy and Helen.
Yep.
So he had to endure a few roadblocks on his way, including not 1, but 2 barbed wire fences. And
just casual
right.
barbed wire fences. Like, just climb over it.
Right. And then also a large creek bed that luckily was not like super high, or he probably would have drowned.
Yeah.
Trying to cross it.
I mean, but better. I thought you were going to say snakes. And I was like, there's a rattlesnake out there. I know it.
That's my biggest fear.
Like, nope, we can't do it. That's it.
No.
Sorry. But that's amazing that he made it.
That he even made it over there.
Wow.
Yeah. It took him about an hour to make the 400-yard journey.
An hour?
An hour. Right. Because he could only walk a few steps at a time, and then he would be so exhausted. So it took him an hour.
The will to live. And his house is burning this whole time.
His house is burning the whole time.
And nobody saw the house burning?
Not anybody that called.
It was in the middle of the night,
yeah,
right?
And it's 3 a.m. Nobody's called. So
jeez.
Yeah, but he makes it to his neighbor's house.
Okay.
And he was able to bang on the door loud enough to wake up Tommy, who immediately called 911 and brought him inside. And when Deputy Sheriff Charles Dickerson arrived, Terry sobbed, "They're all gone."
Oh, no. What?
Yeah.
So, wait, the deputy said that? Or the sheriff said that?
Terry said that to the deputy sheriff when he got there.
So he
knew them. Yeah, it's a small town.
Because it's been an hour. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But pretty tragic evening.
An awful thing to hear, too. Like, because you suspect it, but then, Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Tommy's first question was, where's Peggy and the girls, or Penny and the girls? So, yeah. So anyways, let's talk about the Caffey family. They were a well-known and highly respected family in the Alba Emery area, which is this small little town outside of Dallas. Terry and Penny were pillars in their church. Penny played the piano and helped with Vacation Bible School.
Adorable.
And Terry was working to be ordained.
Yeah, that's very small town, Texas. Yes. Everyone's involved.
But they were just a very wholesome family. Their children were equally involved in the church. Erin Caffey, the 16-year-old, sung in the choir, and she had a beautiful voice. Michael, the 13-year-old, liked to play guitar and harmonica. He actually learned how to play the harmonica from his dad.
Love it.
And then Tyler was their youngest one, and he was just like full of energy, loved to be outdoors. They all participated in youth ministry at the church. And the kids had been homeschooled for the past few years, but in 2007, the family decided that they would go back to public school. So Erin had actually gotten a job that summer at Sonic.
Okay.
Doing like the bellhop.
Like rollerblading.
Yes. She was actually the only one who wore rollerblades.
Oh, I love it.
Sonic. Yeah. And keep in mind, she's a very cute blonde 16-year-old.
Yep.
So the
she
boys.
made some tips.
The boys loved going to Sonic to see her.
Yeah.
And it's actually where she met her boyfriend, Charlie Wilkinson.
Aw.
So they had been dating for about 6 months, and her parents were not that thrilled about it.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
young. And
She's
it's like first love, and they're like, calm down.
that, and they're also a pretty like overprotective family.
Okay.
They pulled the kids out of school because Aaron actually was kissed by a girl in middle school. So there was a girl who liked her and like kissed her in the hallway.
Yeah.
And her parents freaked out and pulled them.
They're like, no, homeschool.
Yeah, pulled them all from public school. So that's kind of
That's
like
crazy.
the overprotective family.
Right.
So they were not thrilled with her dating, but they let her because she's a 16-year-old.
Yep. She's going to do it behind their back anyway, so
Right.
might as well know about it.
Yeah, and they had been dating for about 6 months, and he was over at their house all the time.
Okay, so they knew him.
Had dinner all the time with him, but Terry thought Charlie was a little bit disrespectful because the first time that they
Teenage
met,
boy, yeah.
yeah, well, Charlie was sitting in Terry's recliner with his feet like hung over the side.
Ooh.
And when Terry introduced himself, he had to tell Charlie to get up and come greet him like a man.
You don't sit in a man's recliner. Okay, that is
Yes.
rule 101.
And then not even get up when he enters the room. Yeah. So he
Yikes.
was not thrilled with him.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough. So they thought the relationship was moving a little too fast. And Charlie had even given Aaron a promise ring
Ooh, yeah.
that was an actual wedding ring that belonged to his grandmother.
No thanks. Nope.
Yeah.
That's too much. Nope, we're not doing that.
When Terry and Penny found that, they were like, this
Pump the brakes.
is
Pump
not
the brakes.
happening. Yeah. So they actually Terry actually confronted Charlie outside of the like youth ministry. He was playing basketball.
Okay.
And he went up to him and he was like, dude,
What's this about?
what is this? You know she's 16. So Charlie was 18. He was a senior at the high school that she went to.
Okay.
And
I don't know
she was
about
technically
this.
a freshman at that high school.
Oh, because she was homeschooled, so she
Yeah.
probably had to go back.
Right. When she went
For
back,
credits
she
and
was a
stuff.
freshman.
Yep.
Yeah. So he was like, she's 16 and a freshman in high school.
Right.
Like, you guys are not getting married right now. So why would you give her a wedding ring? And so Penny and Terry made her give that back. And then they sat Aaron and Charlie down and they had a discussion about boundaries. So
that's a good parenting decision.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they maybe went a little too far, so they limited their interactions to just once a week.
Oh, that's not going to end well.
Yeah, and they had to have, the interaction had to be at their house. And he had to leave by 9.
Did it have to be like in an open area where everyone could see them?
Yeah. So it was a little bit strict, but again, they were just trying to protect her.
Right.
So Erin, however, did not like how strict her parents were being. And she even told her aunt that she planned to leave as soon as she turned 17.
No.
I
She's
know.
like, I'm running away.
Right. And
We're like, run away and marry this boy.
yeah. And so
Yep.
the aunt actually told Terry and Penny, because obviously you're going to tell them that their daughter said that.
Yep.
And Terry's response was, you can do that, but this house is not a revolving door. So once you leave, you leave. And do you think Charlie can support you? He doesn't even have a job.
Right.
So-
You're the sole breadwinner in this family from Sonic.
Right. So you can do that, but maybe think about it a little more if you decide to make that choice.
Right. That's tough.
Yeah,
Especially
so-
when you're young and you're in love and you're like, it'll just work out.
Right. But how are you
doesn't.
going to tell a 16-year-old that, right?
Yeah.
She thought she had it all figured out. So things at the Caffey house were a little tense. And family members and church leaders also noticed a change in Erin's demeanor. So she used to be a girl who was like bright and happy and full of life, but she started to kind of go inwards and she kind of seemed distant from everyone. And she also kind of stopped taking care of herself like she used to. So she used to be somebody who really cared about the way she dressed. She wore makeup every day, did her hair, but she stopped doing those things during this period. And this is like maybe like January, February of 2008.
That's so sad. And that's such a warning sign.
It
But it's
is.
so hard because, like, you just want to, like, grab them and, like, get her in therapy. Something's happening. But then
Yeah.
we're like, she's a teenager. She'll get over it. No
Yeah.
problem.
Well, and that's what they they were a little bit worried about her, but they thought it would be fine.
Yeah, she'll grow out of it.
Right. She'd get back to her normal self.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the week of the incident, because it was a pretty tough week for this family. So Terry had found out his father died. He actually found him dead in his apartment.
Oh my gosh.
So he had been struggling with some health issues.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a shock, but he was just really
That's
upset.
an awful thing to find.
Because he found him, and it was so sudden that he
Right.
felt like he didn't get to say goodbye to him. So that was a really tough part of it. And Terry and his sister Mary only had about a week to get rid of all of his stuff and move him out of his apartment, because he was on like a month basis at the apartment he lived
That seems
at.
heartless. Like, you have a week. Like,
Well, they were
can
like-
I have an extra day?
They were like, you could have more time, but you're going to have to pay the month's rent.
What is this apartment? Call them out. We're going to shame them publicly.
I don't know. But they were in Garland,
Okay.
Texas. So yeah, the dad actually lived in Dallas, but his health was getting worse, and so Terry and Mary had convinced him to move to Garland. So
little
at least
closer.
it was a little closer to
Yeah.
both of them, and Terry worked in Garland. So he's like, at least I can check up on him every day.
Right.
So that's why he was there. And
Well,
then
I mean, thankfully. So who knows? He could have just been on the floor for a couple of days
Yeah.
before someone found him.
Exactly. Yeah. Because Terry was going over there knocking. He actually went to his apartment twice that day, because the first time he went, he got no answer.
Oh,
and he thought
no.
he had made friends, so he thought maybe he was just out. And so
Yeah.
he came back later and knocked again. No
He knew
answer.
something
He
was
knew something was wrong,
wrong.
and then he found him.
Yeah.
So they only had that week to get everything out. So they decided to do an estate sale. And on the day of the estate sale, Penny's sister showed up, and she actually offered to take all of the kids over to her house because she lived pretty close by. And so that was a pretty big help, because it was a small apartment, and they had
Right.
their 3 kids, and they also had Mary's kids were there. So
It's a full house.
it was too many people in a small
Yep.
apartment, so they really appreciated that.
Okay.
But the next day, Penny's sister called and said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know, Erin logged into her MySpace at my house, and she
MySpace.
right, throwback to MySpace, but she forgot to sign out."
And she went a looking, didn't
Oh
she?
yeah, little auntie
no.
was not afraid to look at that MySpace
That's
page.
not a cool auntie. That's
No. Yeah, it kind of
a bad
blasted her,
auntie,
right?
yeah.
Well, she already, had this conversation about her wanting to run away with this Charlie boy. So I think she, her curiosity kind of got the better of her. So she actually looked at Charlie's MySpace page and found some things that worried her.
Yeah, no, it's a wealth of information there.
I mean, so this is like an 18-year-old country boy
right.
in a small town. So he was posting pictures with alcohol and cigarettes.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Not this church girl.
Yes. And then also one of his friends had recently posted on his page to bring that B-word girlfriend over here and we can get drunk and get laid.
Nah, see, that's where you lose me, because I'm about to go
Right.
kick an 18-year-old's ass.
Yeah. Like
Talk
why
about
would
my
you-
16-year-old daughter like that.
Exactly.
Okay,
I would be
it's
so
on.
pissed. So yeah, she immediately called Penny.
Okay, we're back on. What's the aunt's name?
This aunt, I can't remember what her name was.
Yeah, we're team that aunt.
Yes, that
Okay.
aunt. Yes. But so Penny tells Terry, and Terry is furious. So that day they sat Erin down and said,
You're done.
"You're done.
No more. You're done.
Yeah, you need to break up with him, and you need to do it today."
Get him on the phone now. We'll
yeah.
wait.
Well, so they
Dial
actually
right now.
they had Bible study that night.
Of course they did.
And so she broke up with him at Bible study.
Oh, wait, he went to Bible
Yes,
study too?
he started going to their church with her when they
okay.
started dating. Yeah. So that was Wednesday night.
That's a tough day at church. But hey, you have the
Yeah.
pastor there. Maybe go talk to him. Let him know about what happened.
Right. And
Get some counseling.
Charlie was furious. The pastor's wife actually called Terry to check on them because Charlie had peeled out of the parking lot and was obviously very upset. So yeah, that was on Wednesday. The funeral happened a couple days before that. So this week is pretty rough
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. And then So that's kind of where I'll wrap up about the family. Let's jump back to March 1st. Okay. So it's Saturday morning. Terry's in the hospital. He is still in critical condition because he's been shot.
I mean, I'm surprised he's still alive. I thought you were going to be like, he succumbed to his injuries.
No. Terry is a survivor.
Oh,
and he
yay.
survived. So he's being interviewed by police. And to their surprise, he knows exactly who shot him.
It was that boyfriend, wasn't it?
Spoiler, he claims Charlie Wilkinson,
I knew it,
his daughter's ex-boyfriend, is the one who murdered his family and had tried to kill him.
Wait, but we have confirmation all of the children died, even the girlfriend?
So he thought all of his children were inside of the house, and nobody, to his knowledge at this point, had gotten out.
Okay, so he thinks everybody's dead.
Yes.
Okay, and Charlie did it.
And Charlie did it. He knows.
Got it.
He said he saw a glimpse of him, and that's who it was. But he did not know the other person involved. His sister Mary was there with him, trying to comfort him. And then he got some miraculous news.
Oh, we love it.
Aaron was alive. His daughter Erin.
Dang it. I was hoping you wouldn't say that. Because, no, not your family. Please. Like, don't let this stupid boy talk you into murdering your entire family.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did, isn't it?
So at first he's thinking, because he knows it was Charlie. So he's thinking he was probably there to harm Erin.
Right.
And maybe even like kidnapped her from the house. Right.
Okay.
But Erin's alive, and that gave him something to live for.
Did she, like, show up to the hospital? Or, like, how does he know she's alive?
Oh, I'm getting there.
Oh,
but
okay.
he has gotten, like, confirmation from, like, the police and his sister. So, and they were getting down to, like, finding the bodies, and Erin's body was not in the house.
Right. Okay.
So they knew she wasn't there. She had to be alive. So obviously he was amazed, but worried about his daughter. The first story that he was told was that Erin awoke to the house on fire and then jumped out of the second-story window, her bedroom window. But Terry knew that was impossible because he had installed an AC unit in her bedroom window, and she would have needed a screwdriver to
open the window.
To get out of that window.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so he knew immediately that probably wasn't the case. But then another story started to come out. So while Terry was in the hospital, the police are tracking down Charlie Wilkinson, obviously. And they're actually able to find him pretty easily.
Yeah, because he's probably a stupid, dumb boy that didn't go anywhere.
He was at a friend's trailer.
Yup.
Just a mile away from the Caffey's home.
I hate being right.
1 mile
what an
away.
Idiot.
Yeah, idiot. So they find him asleep on the floor next to a gun.
A little napsy.
It's
hard killing all those people. He's just like, I'm exhausted.
Exhausted, yeah. He only had blue jeans on, so didn't have a shirt on, didn't have shoes on. Passed out with a .22 caliber pistol next to him, blood-stained boots, and a used condom.
Ew.
So they took Charlie into custody, obviously, and started a search warrant of the property. So while they were searching the room, the police found a pile of dirty clothes, and it was odd because one of the police officers saw
it move
a little bit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it moved a little bit.
She's in the clothes.
So they moved the clothes away, and they found a disoriented Erin Caffey.
Okay, disoriented or...
She seemed very, like, confused about where she was, almost like she was on drugs, is what they said when they found her.
She's acting. I can feel it.
Erin claimed, no, she had not jumped out of the house, but was forced out by two men dressed in black with swords.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was taken to the hospital because at this point they think, oh my gosh, like she survived this. Yeah, she was kidnapped. So they take her to the hospital, get checked out. And after she was checked out, they actually allowed her to be taken by her grandparents to go to the hospital where her dad was. So at this point, because they believed her story.
Because why wouldn't you believe it?
Really, really confused when they pulled her out. They said, do you know where you are? And she was like, no, where am I? Like the last thing I remember was being in the house and it was on fire.
Did she say that she was given anything?
She said that she drank something when
Okay.
she got to the trailer, but she wasn't sure what it was. And then the next thing she remembers is waking up to the police officers.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So they are allowing her to go to see her father, which he's thrilled about. He gets this news and he's so excited. But after about 3 hours and she still wasn't there, he started to get like a little suspicious. So he's like, what's going on? Why is my daughter not here?
Yeah, like she didn't go straight there.
Right. So
But wait, she's confused. They just let her leave on her own volition? Like she didn't have anybody with her?
she was with her grandparents. They were driving her.
Oh, oh no.
The grandparents were driving her to go
Please.
see the
Are
dad.
the grandparents okay?
Yes, the grandparents are
Jesus.
okay. Yes.
Like, she's taking
Don't
the
worry.
whole family out.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, but in this moment, Terry can really feel like a change in the mood in his hospital room.
The vibes were off?
The vibes were a little bit off. Nobody was like making eye contact with him, and nobody was really answering his questions about where the hell his daughter was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So en route to her father, Charlie is simultaneously being interrogated and drops a bombshell on the police officers. Mm-hmm. He said,
I'm ready.
Aaron was the mastermind
Knew
behind her family's murders.
Knew it.
Yeah. So Aaron was promptly tracked down and taken into custody as a suspect.
Where was she?
She was in the car with her grandparents.
It took like 3 hours to...
No, that was just like from the time he heard like they found her.
Oh, okay.
So she had to go to the hospital and get checked out and be released.
see.
So
Okay.
that took a little bit of time.
Oh, that's by the time people were like not making eye contact, they kind of knew that she was involved.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, because the news had spread that she had been arrested.
Right. They were like, we don't want to tell you this.
Well, everybody was told not to tell him because he was still in
Right.
critical condition, and his surgery wasn't scheduled till the next day to remove some of the bullets. So they were trying to
Ouch.
keep him
Calm.
Yeah, but Mary, his sister, just couldn't bear it, so she ended up telling him that she had been arrested.
Would you tell me if that was us?
Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In a
Correct answer.
heartbeat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be like, listen to this shit.
Yeah.
Your kid went crazy.
Because I feel like that would push you through.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right,
I'm
let's
definitely
go.
waking up from the surgery to figure out what the hell happened.
I'm going to the trial. I'm getting everybody.
So, but Terry at this time, he just refused to believe that she could have been involved in this.
Oh, that's sad.
I mean, this is a 16-year-old that he's known as the shy, happy,
Homeschooled church girl.
religious.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a shock, to say the least.
Sorry to go back, but how long were they dating, Charlie and the daughter?
6 months.
So she changed in 6 months from this like goody-goody sweet girl to a mass murderer in 6 months.
Yeah. Some
Okay.
stuff comes out in the end, and I'll talk about it a little bit towards the end.
Perfect.
But yes, it would seem Charlie had kind of turned her crazy.
Okay.
Or possibly he could have been the mastermind just trying to blame.
Right, pass the buck.
Right.
Yep.
So during Charlie Wilkinson's confession, he named the other people involved.
There's more than the two?
Which included his friend, 20-year-old Charles Wade,
Oh my gosh.
and Charles' girlfriend, Bonnie Johnson,
What?
who was the getaway driver. And she was also a senior at the high school.
She was a 20-year-old senior?
No, Charles was 20 years old. And Bonnie, his girlfriend, was
do you know how
also,
she-
I think she was 18. So Charlie's 18, Charles is 20, Bonnie is
Why are
18,
so
and then
many
Aaron is the
people
16-year-old.
Okay with just throwing their entire lives away
That is,
to murder a family.
that's the thing that like baffled me reading about this and watching all this stuff is like how 4 people had to like not say anything for a long time.
Or like, hey,
For this to
maybe we
happen.
shouldn't do this.
Right. Anyone
Like,
at any
let's just
point,
run away.
anyone at any point could have like called the police
Right.
and said something's about to go down, but nobody did.
Because these are like her brothers. They were young.
13 and 8.
That's too young to murder. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish.
So Charlie, Charles, and Bonnie all pretty much gave the same story. Erin was upset that her parents wanted her to break up with Charlie, so she asked Charlie to kill her parents, because apparently that was the only way for them to
Okay.
be together.
All right, just the parents is the plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Charlie enlisted Charles to help him for the promise of $2,000 that Aaron said was in the house. So help, and you can have this $2,000. Apparently, he needed the money to get custody of his child. So he was willing...
That's not how you get custody. What
right.
are you doing?
He was willing to murder people to get the money to get custody for...
Also, $2,000 is not enough money.
Well, it just... None of it makes sense.
No, it's all wild.
You have to be like just...
And like, do you have to find the money, or is she going to tell you where it is?
She like kind of told them where, but I'll get to it.
Okay.
Yeah. So the events of March 1st, 2008, from Charlie, Charles, and Bonnie's confessions went a little bit like this. Erin had told Charlie the day before that she wanted to kill her parents, and Charlie went ahead and got Charles involved. At that time, Charlie's old truck wasn't starting, so they had to call Bonnie to use her car.
Idiots.
So originally, Bonnie wasn't even a part of this plan.
But the car wouldn't
She just
start.
kind of got roped in. So they actually said that they had told Bonnie to go home to not be involved in this, but she wanted to come along. So
like a fun outing.
It's unclear.
She got FOMO.
Right. It's unclear. She knew at the time what they were planning to do, but
She knew.
you went along with it.
Yeah,
You were still there.
100%.
So, yeah. So Erin called Charlie a number of times between 11 p.m. and midnight. They showed up, but got scared off by the dog.
Oh, no.
So the dog barking at midnight was at this car.
Jeez. Wait, I didn't ask about the dog. Is the dog okay?
The dog's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the dog's okay.
We're going to just pretend like the dog is
yeah,
fine.
well, I believe that she like had let him loose.
Oh,
like,
right.
To get rid of him.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Erin called a few more times, like 7 times, between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m.
Like calling his cell phone?
Yeah, calling
Okay.
Charlie's cell phone. And she promised them that she'd keep the dog quiet if they just came back so that they could do this. Yeah.
So many opportunities to not do this.
So many.
So much time to sit and think and be like, maybe this is not the best idea.
Yeah. And Charlie claims that he tried multiple times to tell her they could just run away together, but she was insistent that no, her parents had to die. So
Right.
That's not what she says, but, you know, I kind of believe Charlie.
Yep.
So anyways, they eventually did come back around 2 a.m. And Erin actually ran outside and just jumped in the car. So in the car, they talked about what would happen. So now all 4 of them are actively talking about what is going to take place.
Yep. So Bonnie knew.
Bonnie knew. At this point, everybody knows what's about to go down.
Still time to not do this.
Still time. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. right now. So it's still an hour away from them doing this.
Right.
Plenty of time. So Charles was the one that said that they needed to kill the brothers because, quote, little ones talk.
Wow, you're a psycho.
No, he's a terrible human being, and
Oh
I
my
can't
gosh.
believe...
Wait, this is the guy that needs the money for his child support?
Yeah, or to get his child back.
Or, to get his child back.
Can you imagine?
Say, we should kill the kitties.
Yeah, I'm willing to kill a 13 and an 8-year-old
Psychopath.
for $2,000. No, he's just a psychopath.
Yeah, he just wanted to kill people. And the fact that the daughter isn't like, hey, can we not kill my siblings?
No, she did not have any problem with it at all.
She's like, yeah, might as well.
No objection from her. Yeah.
Gross. That's gross.
Yeah. So they drove around for about an hour. They visited a local graveyard, I guess, to keep discussing or just like hang out. I'm not sure. But then they returned at 3 a.m. to the home. And Charlie and Charles entered with a .22 caliber pistol and 2 samurai swords.
Oh, so they did have the swords.
They had 2 of them.
Oh, no.
Yes. So Charlie had been in the home multiple times, so he knew where Terry and Penny's bedroom was. He kicked open the door and shot at least 11 times.
Wow. Like, emptied the clip.
Yeah. Well, pretty much. 5 of those rounds hit Terry in the face, shoulder, and back.
Wow.
The gun jammed, and Charlie handed it to Charles, who fixed it and fired a couple more shots.
I'm disturbed.
Yeah. So both of them fully involved in this.
Yep.
Then Charlie went over to Penny's side of the bed.
Oh, my God.
And
he was probably
just-
screaming at this point.
Just to make sure she was dead, slashed her
Oh.
throat, almost decapitating her.
With
So
a samurai
it was
sword.
Charlie, who had been in her home, eaten her food, helped her set her table for dinner, slit her throat, almost decapitating her.
No, that's rage when it's like personal because
Right.
she made.
But she did nothing wrong.
No. Yeah, just not for that. And it's so much overkill.
It's overkill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once they were sure that Terry and Penny were dead, they went upstairs. So Michael and Tyler had heard the gunshots and got scared, so they were hiding in Aaron's room.
I am going to vomit.
Charlie tried to convince them to come out, and once out of Aaron's room, Michael tried to fight back. He started kicking Charlie in the legs, and that's when Charles opened fire and shot him in the face. Yeah.
This is so disturbing.
Yeah. And the scream that Terry heard was of Michael saying, "Charlie, why are you doing this? Please stop. Why, Charlie?" So if he didn't already know by like the glimpse he saw of him, he was sure at that moment that it was Charlie.
Oh, he heard. Okay, so he heard this.
He heard Michael. Yeah, he had woken up and he heard Michael and Tyler screaming and heard Michael say that.
How do you listen to this baby say that to you, this kid that you've known,
That you've hung out with.
and you still continue to kill him?
Right. Well, Charles is the one who shot him in the face, and he went down immediately.
Oh, jeez.
And then after he was shot, Michael was then stabbed with a sword. Which, why at that point?
Why?
Why?
Just because you want to do it?
Like, I don't understand. I can understand maybe having hate for Terry and Penny.
Right, but these kids did nothing.
Did nothing to you.
And
Yeah. Awful. And then they found Tyler in a closet.
Oh my God,
And
this baby.
both men stabbed him with a sword. Yep. They stabbed him to death.
I have like
An
I'm just
8-year-old.
over here fuming. This baby
8-year-old.
hiding in a closet. I have an almost 8-year-old.
Right.
I can't imagine hiding in the closet, probably crying, really upset.
Terrified. And knowing that it's somebody
Terrified.
you know.
And then you're like, just please don't open this door. Please just leave me here. I won't say anything.
Yeah.
And then just stab him, which is such like a personal way to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And it's not instant.
But like, again, what could you hate this 8-year-old for that you would want to kill him in such a barbaric way?
Right. That's awful.
It makes no sense to me.
No.
So after this, Charlie grabbed Erin's suitcase because she had packed a suitcase to bring with her, and he brought it out to the car. Then both men went through the house looking for money. They were even able to open a lockbox with money inside of it because Erin gave them the code to it. So there's all these like little things that really incriminate Erin in being heavily involved in this planning.
Right. Because I'm sure she's going to say, I had no idea.
Right. She didn't know that they were going to do that, but they
innocent.
Right, but they knew the code to the lockbox.
Right.
The front door was unlocked by Erin, and also she had called him like
So many times.
15
Yeah.
times in between like 11 p.m. and 2 a.m.
Okay.
So, little suspicious there, Erin. And then they said, I think Bonnie was the one who said this, but as they drove away with the house burning down, Erin said, "Damn, that was awesome."
Whose decision was it to burn the house down?
I don't know that they said whose
Or was it like
decision
an
it was.
accident,
No,
or-
no. They went around with lighters setting everything on fire. So it was a part of the plan,
Okay.
but it's not clear like who said we have to. Maybe they were all saying like just to cover our tracks.
Jeez, like that's what they were talking about in the graveyard, and be like,
Maybe.
hey, after we kill all these innocent
Let's just
people,
set it
let's
on
set it
fire."
on fire.
Yeah. And then after that, Charlie and Erin were dropped off at Charles' trailer. So it was Charles' trailer
Okay, where they found them.
where they found him and proceeded to have sex.
There is a special place for these awful humans.
Yeah.
And they know all about it since they go to church.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine?
I can't. I
you-
can't.
They got off on it.
Are we sure that Erin was in the car when this happened, or was she
Yes.
inside?
No, she was in the car with Bonnie. That's been confirmed by everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, Bonnie and Erin stayed in the car while Charlie and Charles went in and did these things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of makes more sense to why they went and had sex, because I can't imagine watching your family die and then being like, oh man, I'm really turned on right now.
Right.
But the fact that he was is really
But also, though,
fucking
you saw
gross.
your house burning down.
Yeah, well, that probably signified like freedom.
Right.
She's like,
that's
"That's it.
exactly what it was.
It's done.
Yeah.
There's nobody to track me back." But you have a large extended family.
Right.
Like, you don't think they're all going to ask questions and come looking for you.
No, she
and
didn't
you're a
think
minor, so you're
any
probably
of it
going to
through.
go right.
That's the
Jeez.
problem. Yeah. And then obviously they were discovered a few hours later in the same trailer.
Right.
So all 4 of them confessed to the crimes, although Erin denied being the mastermind. She put kind of all the blame on Charlie, that he was saying it has to be done so we can be together. And she was just so in love with him that.
Did she show remorse that her family was dead?
She was really good at acting sad.
Oh, okay.
But even like the therapist that talked to her while she was in custody said like she was so convincing that it was scary. Because
Sociopath.
he talked to her before he knew any of the details of the case, and then once he found out what happened and her involvement,
right,
he was like shocked because he believed her story completely. A therapist.
That's got to be scary to like see someone be so crazy in front of your face. You're like, I'm gonna actually take 2 steps back. I'm leaving the room.
Yeah.
Good luck with prison. See you never.
Wild. Yeah. So they all ended up taking plea deals. And in the end, Terry asked the prosecution to take the death penalty off the table.
For his daughter or for
all
everybody?
of them.
Nah.
At first, he wanted them to die.
Yes.
And he even thought about bringing a gun into the courtroom and just taking care of it himself.
I would think about it too.
But he was a religious man, and he actually I'll talk about it a little bit later, but he kind of had a come to Jesus moment and, realized that killing them was not going to bring his family back.
Right.
So,
okay.
So Charles Wade and Charlie Wilkinson are both serving life sentences without the possibility of parole.
Good.
Bonnie was named as an accomplice who did not use a weapon, but was given 40 years with the possibility of parole after 20. But still, she's got to serve 20 years in prison.
Okay.
Which I think is fair.
I guess. Like, the people who did the murdering got life.
Right.
So, okay, but I want to hear about...
she just was the getaway driver, but you were there and you could have stopped it.
Right.
So she deserves to be in prison. Erin received 2 life sentences plus 25 years, but she will be eligible for parole when she is 59.
That's ridiculous.
Given that she was a minor at the time of the crime and could not be charged with life without parole. She had to be eligible for
ridiculous.
Parole. Yeah. And it also kind of shocks me because the other people involved were just a year and a half, maybe 2 years older.
Right.
And they didn't get any leniency. I mean, they shouldn't. Nobody in this case should. But her dad...
This is a problem because she's going to get out, right? And she's going to do something crazy.
She's just up for parole. And she'll be 59.
Okay. I see. So they don't have to let her out.
They don't have to let her out.
Okay.
Yeah. And same for Bonnie. She'll be up for parole in 20 years, but she's got 40 years. So they could say, no, you're staying.
Sit it out. Yep.
Yeah. And they're in Texas. So,
Yeah, never know. Do you know what jail they're in?
I do not, but I know it's pretty close to Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So also, I just want to mention, it did come out during the trials that this was not the first time Erin had asked a boyfriend to murder her parents.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Yep.
The 16-year-old?
Yeah.
Has done this before.
They brought a boy to the stand.
Oh my goodness.
So she considered him, and he considered himself an ex-boyfriend, but this was a boy that, not that long before she met Charlie, had gotten caught making out with on church property. So she was making out with, and he had his hand up her shirt.
Right. So they were you're banned.
Right. Well, yeah. And it was an immediate, you're not dating this boy. You're not seeing this boy ever again.
Okay.
So they were only and she was homeschooled. So it didn't last long, but I guess long enough for her to ask him to murder her parents so that they could be together.
Stop.
Yeah.
So she's just full-born psychopath.
I think she's got some serious issues, and I don't think this was a snap because of this boyfriend.
No, not at all. But she had a good childhood.
She had a great childhood.
She wasn't abused at all.
They were a picture perfect family. Even Charlie said, those families in the movies that just love each other and have a great that was them. He felt every time he went over to their house, it was a movie.
I'm just remembering now the pillow fight that they had right before this happened.
Yeah.
She did that knowing they were about to kill them.
Yep.
I'm disturbed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Terry Caffey forgave his daughter, and he actually visits her multiple times a week still
No,
in
thank
prison.
you. Nope.
Yeah. So he recalls being suicidal in the first few months after the incident.
Oh my goodness.
He considered a few ways in which he might end his life. A lot of them having to do with like going back to his property and just like dying where his family died.
Wow.
And he thought about this for a couple months and then was thinking, you know, God, I need a sign. He decided to go out to his property. He had not actually gone out there without somebody else with him in like 4 months, but he decided, I'm going to go by myself. I just need to talk to God and pray. So while he was out at the property visiting, he was looking through the ashes like he had done many times before. Most of it was cleaned up at this point, but he was just looking for something to remember his family by. When out of the corner of his eye, he saw a piece of paper by a tree. So the page had obviously come from the house, and it was burnt around the edges, just one piece of paper. And he had never noticed it before. Like, it was literally just, like, sitting up kind of on a tree near the house.
And it had been months since the fire.
It had been months.
Okay.
And this piece of paper was there. And the page read, God, why have you taken my family from me and left me here alone?
What now?
It was a page out of a book, and that was the first sentence on the page. And it also had some scripture passages from Job. So if you're not familiar with the book of Job, it's about a faithful man who loses his family, his wealth, and his health, and he questions God, why he would let him go through all of that. And God comes to him, and he tells him that he's not God and that he can't know what God has in store for him. He's not meant to understand. He just needs to, like, believe and trust in God. That's, like,
The whole
what it's about.
point. Yep.
And so it had some scripture, and then it had that line, and then the end of it was, you are sovereign, you're in control. So he took that as the biggest sign from God.
Yeah, I would too. I'd be
Right.
like, got it. Thank you so much.
And it wasn't a page from the Bible. It was a page from a book. I remember he talked about, he finally like tracked down what book it was. But it was about another person who had like lost their family and things like that. So
That's so crazy.
isn't that crazy?
Wow. I mean, that's a good sign. Like, he was suicidal.
Yeah.
That would not have been great.
He had really like lost his way. He was
Right.
very depressed. He didn't know what he was going to do. So that finding him that day was really powerful for him. And he decided that it was his will to continue and become ordained and to help and to use his story to help other people. So today he is remarried, and he has 2 stepsons who have a striking resemblance to Michael and Tyler,
Wow.
which is pretty crazy. And he speaks at churches, prisons, basically anywhere that wants to hear his message. And then he also appeared on I Survived.
Okay, we love that show. Lifetime shout out.
And then they were featured on Snapped Killer Couples.
Oh, wow.
Aaron and Charlie,
They're the killer-
and
oh,
actually,
wow.
and Terry is on that show too, being interviewed. And then they were also on Dr. Phil, and then Erin, was interviewed by Piers Morgan for the show Killer Women.
What did she have to say to Piers Morgan?
She pretty much like didn't acknowledge.
She's still blaming Charlie for
She
everything.
basically blames him, and like even when she's like, well, I take some responsibility. And he's like, take responsibility for what? And she's like, I'm still working on that.
No. See,
So
no.
She
Crazy.
can't even say it because she's not taking accountability for any of it.
That's okay. With that attitude, though, because they're going to play that at her parole hearing.
Right.
And they're going to be like, no,
Yeah,
denied.
you have no remorse for what you
None.
did and the part that you played in it.
Right. But that's scary,
Yeah.
too.
But she still maintains that it was not her idea, that it was Charlie's idea.
Right. But your whole family was almost dead. Like, your mother and
Yeah.
your brothers are still dead.
And you
Do
didn't
you feel
stop
sorry about it?
You didn't stop it.
Does it make you sad?
Like,
Or-
she
no?
seems sad, like she'll cry, but it just seems very...
Performative?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they talk to like people who went to their school and stuff. And like, there have been people who said that they heard her asking him to kill her parents, like in the hallway.
How did nobody say anything?
Yeah.
Listen, everybody out there, if you see something, say something.
Yeah. Even if it sounds like a crazy joke.
Right.
Like,
It's never just a joke. That's what they always say. Oh, I thought they were kidding. They're
Right.
never kidding.
Well, and even Erin says in this interview, she's like, well, you know, when people say like, oh, I wish my parents would just die.
Yeah, but then you killed them.
Right. But then you had your boyfriend actually do it. So
Right.
But yeah, that is the story of Terry Caffey.
That was an amazing story. That was some twists and turns. I
Yes.
liked it.
Thank
That was
you.
good.
I had fun.
Yes.
All right. Well, the vibes may have been off in that story.
But right here with us, the vibes are always on.
We hope to see you soon.
Love
ya.
ya. Bye.
Bye.
Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube.
You can also find us on Instagram at The Vibes Were Off, TikTok at The Vibes Were Off Podcast, or good old-fashioned email at thevibeswereoff@gmail.com.